Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. It's Monday, it's the 22nd of August. We've got some new mods, we have got some updates. Patch 1.7 went live today as well. Tomorrow, the Vermeer pack is due out. What time that will be releasing out, I'm not too sure. I know often they will put times for the rollout across the world, and then people either can't get it, can't download it. If they've got the season pass, it doesn't work. It happens every single time, unfortunately. But that should be tomorrow. As far as updates then, the map Backroads County by FSG Modding FSG Tasman had an update. That one says it requires a new save game. I would urge you for all of the map ones especially to go in and check the change logs, because quite a few things have changed on each of these. The map Wojtasik by Barton V3. That has had an update, but it doesn't say whether it needs a new save game or not. Then the map Riverview Farm by Cavalier Roy has had an update. That one says save game compatible, but to see all changes to factories, a new save game would be required. Is what that one says. So, bit of a mixed bag there. Then the SIP Disc 300 by Big Gamer 003 and the Silage Factory by LSMT Stefan have had updates as well. In front of me, we've got the Selling Stations by Fernand24, 6.71 megabytes download. This one, the larger building one, is 25 grand, 5 slots. You'll find it under build mode and then productions and sell points. I'll show you in a second. And then we've got the one here that hasn't got a building, which is just the sell point. That's 3 slots and 15,000. Now these are forage sell points. They're not sell points for everything. Why is that not working? There we go. There we go. Accepted products: Tiamat, silage, hay, straw, sugar beet cut, sugar beet, and potatoes. So yeah, a little bit kind of different, I suppose, with regard to sell points. If we go into buildings, production, sorry, build mode, production, sell points, out on the very end there, selling stations, and sell point. Now, the other thing I will say with these is the prices are pretty good on this. It depends on the map, depends on your economy setting, that kind of thing. If we go to our straw, for example, you watch this, it's going to be exactly the same as everything else. Selling stations and sell point, it's a little bit more than the standard ones. We go to those two there, a little bit up. Not as high as a train yard. On the Western Wales, a train yard pays pretty well for everything. If we go up to hay, you will see though, they're in the 80s, 90s, 104, 103, so a little bit higher. Silage, again, they're all in the high 200s, they're in the 300s. Train yard again is a little bit more, but so as you can see, the pricing's pretty good on them. Not bad at all. Selling Station by Fernand24. Next, we've got the Farm Sawmill. This is a nice one. If you want a sawmill, you haven't got a lot of space, you want to have one on your farm, you know, it doesn't take up a huge amount of room. It's not too expensive. So Farm Sawmill. This is by the Lort. 14.89 megabytes download. 16 slots on console. And only 10 grand. Which is pretty cool. Your lumber goes in here. Click on that and that's your sell. Or, yeah, for taking it off trailers, whatever you want to do. And then we've got our activation here. Wood planks. So it requires wood coming in. We can run wood planks or we can run furniture. Wood planks runs at 2400 cycles per month. Furniture wood is 216 cycles per month. Both provide wood chips as well. We've got storage there too. It does say how much this holds, I think. Capacities: wood 100,000 litres, boards 100,000 litres, wood chips 30,000 litres, and furniture 25,000 litres is your storage on that. So yeah, it's pretty good actually. So wood chips will come out of there. Not too bad at all. Under build mode, under productions, factories, out on the end there, 10 grand. Slot count comes down to 1 for any subsequent one you buy, and it hasn't got a very big footprint at all. Your pallets of planks or furniture will appear out the side here. Actually, hang on a second. Mine just blanked there. Okay, yeah, furniture. So this will act as sort of carpentry too, isn't it? That's pretty cool. A mix of the two for 10 grand. Impressive stuff. That's by the Lort, the Farm Sawmill. Next, we've got the extra large sheep barn pack. This is by FluffyMods. 1.68 megabytes download. We've got the sort of standard in-game one, I guess, but it has been tweaked a little bit. This is 99,000 to buy, 10 slots, and will hold 250 sheep, which is pretty cool. Dialogue box is just there for buying, selling, loading or unloading. Feed goes in here. Same as the standard in-game ones. Your pallets will spawn out. I think that might be a little bit different because the pallets spawning, you get more pallets spawn, I think. The barn will, yeah, both of them will do 18 wall pallets will come out, the capacity. Obviously the barn building doesn't require water. You will be charged for water, but it doesn't require it. And then the pasture next door will also hold 250, but it's a little bit cheaper. This one is 2 slots, 28,000. I think it's 28. I wrote down 28,000 as opposed to 99,000. You've just got to provide your own water. Now you're still going to get your wool pallets coming out. So yeah, same capacity, just way cheaper. You can get, well, not 4 of these, 3 of these for the price of 1 of those. That's pretty good. Dialogue box is just there. Water trough is there. Feed trough is there. These will hold 60,000 litres of feed, and water on this one will do 30,000 litres. That's the capacity of it. As you can see, it's same food. I haven't put any water in this one yet. But you'll find them under build mode, under animals, under sheep. Out there on the end, 99 grand and 28. That's pretty good for 250, because the next one down there, the standard in-game one is 97 grand and only just 65. So for an extra couple of grand, 65 or 250. Pretty good. Doing all right, aren't we? Extra large sheep barn pack by FluffyMods. Next, we have got another representative mod. This is the Tenvinkel David Serie. This is 3.95 megabytes download. It's a pack really of weights, basically. This is by picks by Oberlerner and Rick Black Labele TWD modding. The slot count for the first one is 2 and the rest are 1s. Only options on these are colour choices. I think that one was, yeah, that's the 1200, so 1,200 kilograms. They start at 800 kilograms and work their way up. There's not much else to say really. I mean, their weights, they do what weights do. Actually, weirdly, it starts with the 800, then goes to the 700. But anyway, yeah, 2 slots for the first one, then 1 slot for each of the others. So we've got an 800 kilo, 700, 1,000, 1,100, 1,200, and each of them are exactly the same. We can change the main colour. That's it on those, and they act as weights. The Tenvinkel David Serie picks by Oberlerner, Rick Black Labele TWD modding. Next, I'm going to use the tractor in just a moment. We have got this. This is the Fortschritt T08 pack. This has been ported over from, might have even been 17 as well, I'm trying to think now. Definitely 19. This is by AAA modding. 28.80 megabytes download, 11 slots for the first one. These aren't all separate trailers in so much as it's one trailer and you can modify it for each of the different ones. So you've got a smaller configuration, a larger configuration. If you go for the larger configuration, we'll look at the sizes and capacities in just a moment. That becomes a forage trailer only, so it won't take everything. I do like this. The AAA modding stuff is always brilliant. Whenever you've got your belts and stuff all closed in with the hazard strip on there just to warn you, don't put your fingers in there. Don't be a muppet. Then we've got a muck spreader and we've got a lime and fertiliser spreader. So quite versatile. This also has an option for tracks. Although the tracks have sunk into the ground a little bit there, but it has got a kind of track option on there to help with compaction, etc. So I said what the slot count was, didn't I? And the megabyte download. Of course I did. So of course I did. That's not always necessarily the case. Under trailers, there it is. 20 grand for the base model. So, standard configuration is 12,000 litres. That was the first one we looked at. You can have trailer option, 25,000 litres, but like I said, that then becomes a forage trailer. I'm going to do forage crops, things like grass, hay, straw, silage, I think TMR, wood chip, sugar cane usually. And then we've got the option for muck spreader. That's a 12,000 litre muck spreader. Or fertiliser spreader at 10,000 litres. Which actually, when you look at the price, 23,500 for a 10,000 litre fertiliser spreader, which is pretty good, or lime, fertiliser or lime. It doesn't say what the actual spread widths are on these, so we'll have to have a quick look at that as we check them out. Options for wheels, we've got standard or we've got crawler track. Those are 2 options from there. Main colour, the Fortschritt colours, we've got the blue, we have got the green, brown and red. Rim colour, the red, white, yellow, or stainless. And there's a license plate option on there as well. So any of those 4 with those options. What I will do is grab that. I have to say, the unload on these, they're really, really good. What I might do, I'll say, that's the unload animations. Did I say options? So, unload here. Their mod's always top quality stuff. Top quality stuff. So we'll take the other 2 out to the field in just a moment and have a quick look at those. So I don't know if we'll be able to see the belts and stuff. Oh, I might be able to. Unload. Notice I don't tip up, which is quite cool. So if you've got animal pens, feed areas and stuff that are closed in, covered in, they don't tip up, which is quite handy. Right, muck spreader, let's go out to the field. And let's see, shall we? There's no back to open on this. You can activate double application rate, as you can with most story spreaders, muck spreaders, that kind of stuff. So, if we want to, we can double apply. It means it will go a lot slower and we'll get through a lot more of it, but we can put that on. We do have the option to... What's moving there? Oh, it's the weight on the front. Sorry, ignore that. Let's turn it on. That spread width has got to be 10 metres, do we reckon? That's what we can do. Let's actually open that up. And if we look down to the bottom and we stand one side of it, we'll see one of those sets of figures will move. That one. So the one that says 105250. So we want to be right on the edge, which is about there. So 1053. That's 10 metres. We went from 1053 to 1063. So that's a 10 metre spread width on the muck spreader. And then if we turn double application rate off, we can go a bit faster, but we are only getting 1 application as we do that. So 10 metres on the muck spreader. I love when you do that and you get that sort of, I say steam. I suppose it is really, isn't it? And let's go and grab the fertiliser lime spread. Now often you'll find fertiliser will spread wider than lime. It depends, we'll see what this spreads at first, in all honesty. There's no option for changing the spread width on it. It will just be turned on tipper as well. There's nothing to open on this. The suspension will bouncing around this, and you see through the dust there. Everything moving on the back. Brilliant. So if we line up with that, we should be able to see. Whoa, okay, twist. That's the same. That's 10 metres, isn't it? Pretty much. If we come out the other end of that, I would say that's pretty much the same. Now I can't imagine the lime is going to be narrower than that. I would imagine they're both going to be 10 metres. So there we go, 10 metres on the fertiliser spreader as well. That's a pretty good price, I have to say. 10,000 litre fertiliser or lime. That's a nice addition. Very cool indeed. So that's the Fortschritt T08 pack by AAA Modding. Next, we have this. This is the skid steer forestry mulcher. This is by Bargon Mods and Oscar 8599. This is 3.55 megabytes download, 4 slots on console, 2 meters wide. It's a bit of a jack of all trades, this. It will allow you to clean your property. You can clear bushes, grass, mulch wood, fell and mulch standing trees. You will find this under skid steer loader tools. Out on the end there, the Mulcher 3000, 9500, only requires 65 horsepower. And slot count will come down to 1. We can change the main colour to anything on that palette, like so. So, let's start it up. So, when it says it removes grass and bushes, so it will kind of cultivate as well. But if you want to remove bushes, we turn it on. Look, that's pretty cool. Now, obviously, you have to do something with that, whether you grass over it or whatever you want to do. That is often a problem. So, we'll do that. Let's go over and check out the situation with the stump. I don't see any reason why it won't stump grind. That's what it's supposed to. If we remove trees and mulch them, it should do stumps as well. There we go, stump gone. Tree that's already felled, just be careful because if we go too near them, it is getting rid of it. But it should also give the option here. There we go. Trying to do it in slices. We go back from the other end. But anyway, so as you can see, bushes, grass, ground, you get a cultivated look. It will take trees down as well. Let's get rid of those slices. There we go, look, gets rid of all those bits that's left behind as well. I quite like that, that's pretty cool. I'm sure we'll get rid of all the branches and stuff as well. No. Thought it might remove the branches, but I think it's dismembering the tree. It's actually a pretty handy bit of kit, that. Just be careful. Any areas, of course, you don't want to be cultivated. Let's get rid of the tree. Whoa, zoomed in a little bit too far there. We do have the option to, I think we can adjust, yeah, we can open and close that cover, depending on what you want it to be able to do, I guess. If you want to be able to hit the front of trees, you're going to want to lift that right up. If you're just doing stumps in the ground, you can have that down. The bar there is to hopefully avoid trees falling back on the cab. But that's the skid steer forestry mulcher by Bargon Mods and Oscar 8599. Moving on, we've got this. This is the McCormick X7 SWB. Yes, for some reason my B looks like a D. SWB. This is by blauea. It's 11.08 megawatts download, 17 slots on console. Very nice looking tractor with a few nice options on this. If we go into, I think it's under medium tractors, I want to say. The standard one, where's that one? There you go, the X7 there. It's also 17 slots and is 170,000. Out on the end, a little bit cheaper for the base model, to be fair. Same slot count, but that comes down to 1. So actually not a bad alternative. We've got the option of Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, BKT, Vredestein and Nokians. And the Trelleborg we have got Michelin, Continental, Mitas, BKT, Vredestein, Nokian, and back to Trelleborg. So if you want to have narrows, you want Trelleborg or Michelin, because those are the two that gave you narrow options. The rest are wides, twins, that kind of thing. Anyway, we've got option of warning signs, yes or no. So if you're being particularly careful, you want to go for a full kind of EU spec, you can go for warning signs. Front of the attacher, no. Quick, power or off. Engine setup, we've got 165 horsepower or 175 horsepower. The extra 10 horsepower is £5,000, not too expensive. Main colour, we have got standard. We've got the special, or more kind of maroon. I do like that, but the yellow stood out a bit. I liked the McCormick yellow as well. Rim colour, we've got grey or we've got black, and the license plate option on there too. Let's hop in, start it up. Under L1, R1, right stick up and down does the rear window. Left stick side to side does the left door. Those are options for that. Horn, beacons, lights. I have to say though, like I say, considering the slot count's the same as the standard in-game one, it's a fair bit cheaper. Even if you had the £5 on for the extra 10 horsepower, there's no option on here that I can see for putting those signs in or out. They're just there. If you've chosen them, the hazard signs, they are there. Lovely. Very nice mod that. Blauea tractors are normally tip-top. So there we go. That's the McCormick X7 SWB by Blauea. Next, we've got this. Now, this is also representative of an entire pack. Now, this was it Friday? No, Friday? Was it Friday? We had a ton of mods, or Thursday? Whichever day it was, we had 22 odd mods. It might have even been Wednesday. This was on the mod hub, then disappeared, but it's back today. So this is the Claas Dominator pack by Wojtasik. This also says it requires, as a required mod, the Claas C450 and C600 header pack, also by Wojtasik. The Claas Dominator pack is 76.62 megabytes download. Each of the harvesters is 21 slots, and the header pack will give you the option to download if you want to. You can download it and then you can uninstall it if you wanted to, it's up to you. It's 16.26 megabytes. Now, I've only got one out. Now, I do not in any way want to do a disservice to the modder, because the options on it, we'll go and have a look, they are all down as separate harvesters. And the differences between them all are subtle, but they are there. Differences in engine size, capacities and that kind of thing, but they are very subtle. If I lined them all up, depending on what configurations I went with, there wouldn't be a huge amount of difference to pick between them. That's why I kind of went for one, but I'm going to show you them all here. So we've got the Claas Dominator 88 VX SL Maxi, 56 grand. That's a 5,200 litre tank on that. Options on this, we can have the 88 SL or the 88 VX. So it's changing the cab, the older style and the newer style on the cabs. We've got the option of Trelleborg, BKT, Continental, Michelin, Mitas, Vredestein. Back again. We have standard 2 wides. Pretty much all of them. Some of them, as we go up through the ranges, don't have many tyre options, but they're pretty much all a standard wide, and some have a wide 2 as well. Continental, Michelin has 3. Mitas just has those. Vredestein. So as you can see, I would suggest if you're going to, whichever one you're going to want to have a look at, go through and have a look at the selection of tyre options, because there's 5 or 6 of these. I'm not going to go through all of the tyre options on each of them, but there are a few to choose from. Beacons, we can have standard. We can have only at the rear, only at the front, or all. Back stickers, we can have the German sticker on the back. We can have option 2 or option 3. And back again. Chassis colour, we can have it all Claas green, or we can have a grey chassis underneath if you want to go for the grey chassis. Some of these options are the same on all of them, and then license plate option on there too. Next one over is the Dominator 98 VX SL Maxi, 62,500. The tank size has gone up to 6,200 litres. Again, changing cab options at the start. Like I say, I'm not going to go through all the tyre options, but they're pretty similar, if not identical on some of them. Beacons, again, only at the rear, only at the front are all. Options, back stickers are the same, chassis is the same. So it does come down to, on some of these, horsepower on this one's 200 horsepower rather than 160, and like I say, 6,200 litre tank, so it's a little bit bigger. And then we go over to the 108 VX SL Maxi, 70,500. Tank size has now gone up to 7,500 litres, and it's 221 horsepower. Again, cab options, tyre choices, beacons the same, only rear, only front or all. Back stickers the same, chassis colour, license plate. So again, we're just coming down to different sizes. Then we move on to the Mega 202. Now this goes back a bit. 160 horsepower, 5,200 litre tank, which brings us back almost in line with the Dominator 88. And the price is a little bit more expensive though, 56 grand, and this one's 65. But you notice on the Mega we've got different decals and stuff on here. But we can, where are we? Let's go back up to the top. This one doesn't have the option of changing cab. So this one you get that cab option with those decals. Again, tyre choices. Oh no, we can here. Cabin old or cabin new, so it's just in a different place. Beacon's the same, options the same, chassis colour the same. Just a slightly different design. We've then got the Mega 203, 204. Like I said, I don't want to do a disservice because the time that's taken to make these, the individual classes and types that they are, can't be underestimated because, you know, I certainly couldn't do it. But the differences are subtle. So it depends which one you want to go for. So the 203, 204 is 85 grand, 6,200 litre tank. We do have the option on this one though. We can change 170 horsepower, 200 horsepower. So a few more options within that. Tyre options, cabin old or new, beacons, bale stickers, chassis, license plate. The Mega 208 218, 96,500, price got a bit more. 7,750 litre tank, bit bigger. Options on this, we've got 235 or 270 horsepower, so we're going up in the brackets. Again, pretty much same options as we go through on cabins and things like that. We can change the designs. Oh, that's the last one, and that's the 218. So yeah, I mean, like I say, it is representative. The animations and detail on them is brilliant. If we unfold the harvester, stuff like the handle winding, like I say, cannot be underestimated, the level of detail. Pipe out, they sound brilliant as well. I love the sound of these. So beacon, I went for beacons all round. Actually, yeah, some of them have double beacons, some have single, depends on the model you've gone for. So we have got a pipe light there on the side as well if we go right through. It's not on the pipe, but it is pointing out towards where the pipe will be. Oh, that sounds awesome. Then we've got enable straw swath. Again, nice smooth animation on that. Enable or disable the straw swath on there. Look at that. Interior, nicely detailed. I don't think we've got doors or anything open on these. No. Very cool set of harvesters. The Claas Dominator pack by Wojtasik. Which brings me on to the last of the mods for today. This is also, I think this is another one that was been ported over from a previous version. And it's all the way over there. And it's this little beauty. This is the Massey Ferguson 185 sprayer. This is by EY Modding. 22.42 megabytes download, 10 slots on console with a 20-meter boom width. So a little Massey tractor put together on the back with the sprayer unit. So front wheel's gone, attached to this with a boom on the back. Again, really nicely detailed mod. Not too expensive either, if I recall correctly. This one you'll find under vehicles and crop protection. Yeah, 40 grand for a 4,000 litre tank, which is pretty good when you think. I know the boom width on that is 36 metres, so this is a bit smaller. But the Bird 2 is only 4,200. This is a 4,000 litre tank. 75 horsepower. We've got the option of Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental. Trelleborg, got standard, narrows, or with wheel weights. Michelin, standard, narrows, wheel weights. And then Continental, I think Continental we've just got standard and wheel weights. There's no narrows on the Continental, which I do like there. That's not quite cool. And a license plate option on there as well. Those are your options and your choices. It will do liquid fertilizer or herbicide, whichever one you want to run. Let's hop in. Start it up. Open the boom. Extend the boom, open the boom. So we do have the option to change the width as well. So we can change working width L1 and R3 on PlayStation controller, 20 meter, 13.5, 7.5, or back to 20 again. We can change the boom height, L1 and right stick up and down. So if you're doing taller crops, you can raise and lower the boom height manually. Nice bit of stretch on those pipes. I have to say, I really do like this. Let's turn that up a second. Fold that away. Interior, nicely detailed. Visibility is pretty good too. Open at the back, so you can see what's going on. Don't know if we've got any doors or windows on this one, I think. No, I don't always show this, and I probably should do a little bit more than I normally do. The ones that can and can't unload, this one does give you the option to unload. So if you want to use it for herbicide and you've got liquid fertilizer in it, you can unload from it. Some of them don't allow you to, so you have to just be a little bit careful. Like I say, I think I probably should be showing that really more often. But there you go. That's it. That's really nice. I could look at that all day long. Fantastic bit of kit. There we go. That's the Massey Ferguson 185 sprayer by EY Modding. We do have a map out today. The map is, I want to say this right, Araguaia Valley map. Araguaia. I think it's Araguaia Valley map by Araguaia Games. It is, what was the memory download? 92.22 megabyte download. Hopefully I will get on the map tour, but that probably won't be till tomorrow morning because mods dropped a little bit later today than they normally do. But I will try my best. And that's it for the mods for Monday the 22nd of August. Don't forget, I need to do this every now and again. If you're looking for a multiplayer server to play with your friends, if you want to do cross-play, and whatever system you're running on might be a little bit slow and sluggish, Gportal is the one that my Discord server uses. If you use my reflink in the description, you can get a discount if you go over there to get a server. They're very helpful. The servers work very well. My Discord server's been running them for a few months now. I think we've got 3 maps running over on the Discord server. If you're interested, there's also a link to the Discord in there. And you go over and all the details are there to join if you want to join the multiplayer games that are happening over there. So yeah, Gportal, it's the way to go. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.